Hey, old nerd here. Today I'm going to talk about One Piece manga chapter 1040. This is a video that I thought I'd be too late to do, but then we found out that there's a delay for chapter 1041. So I guess there's something good to take out of that. So obviously, well, first of all, we have my wonderful Luffy shirt and pirate hat here, my straw hat, to commemorate the video. And this is actually our first One Piece centric video for the channel. There will be plenty more, I'm sure. It should go without saying, there's going to be spoilers if you're an anime-only fan, or if you read the manga but you're just not caught up yet. So you've been warned, and continue at your own risk. Alright, so I know maybe I'll take some heat for this, but there were some problems with this chapter, for me anyway. First of all, I mean, anybody that's a big fan of One Piece by now knows that power scaling is difficult to impossible with the way that Oda writes the characters. That being said, Kid makes no sense right now. He should not be this strong, even with his awakening. The way I took his awakening to be, and it hasn't been fully fleshed out or explained to us about really much of anybody's awakenings, but his reminded me a lot of Doflamingo's. Doflamingo's, he could use his strings like he did with the birdcage on Dressrosa, so he could make it in other, like, extend way farther out. So did Katakuri. He did that with his mochi fruit. He could make the walls and stuff into mochi. So what did Kid do? Well, he essentially assigned magnetism not to things that could come to him, but to Big Mom and like the wall behind her, which is pretty cool. And I could see that being his awakening. But it shouldn't ramp up the power of the metal attacks going against Big Mom, especially if she's got Conqueror's coating at this point. It doesn't make any sense. Possibly even worse than that is the fact that Law, for 3 chapters in a row, I believe, said that he didn't have any gas left in the tank. His awakening was taking a lot of toll on him. And that, with the broken devil fruit that Law has, and as awesome as he is, we all think Law is awesome, but his devil fruit is broken. It's completely overpowered. So there has to be some limitation, and the only limitation he's really had to this point is the endurance, the stamina that it takes to keep pulling these things off over and over and over again. So for 3 chapters, we've had Law telling us he can't do anymore. This is his last attack, and then he's done. Then he does another big attack, and he's like, oh, well, that was it. I'm done. Then he does another big attack. He's still in the middle of the fight. He should have been done 3 attacks ago, at least 2 attacks ago. But not only is he still pulling off these big attacks, but they're getting bigger. They're getting more impressive, and that doesn't make sense. We finally got the end to the Raizo and Fukurokuju's fight. And I don't know about you, but I really didn't care about that fight. I think most of us didn't care about it. It did give us some character development for Raizo because of the fire and the heat resistance and what happened with Odin, but it was mostly off screen, and I don't know that we really needed it. We don't really know what's going on with Orochi. I would say that maybe Hiyori already took him out, except that he was clearly making sounds of disturbing, pain or fright or whatever when things were going on with Onigashima. I'm not particularly happy about how the fight with Big Mom ended. I just don't think the way they were portraying things was consistent, and that Law and Kid should have been able to do this. I am pleased that at least she's not completely out. She's just mostly been removed from the situation by getting knocked off of the island, and blowing that hole in the bottom of it actually could serve to solve a few different problems. Not only removing Big Mom from the situation without having to actually take her out, but also now they can just knock those bombs right off of there, and they don't have to worry, as long as they don't blow up the people below there. If they're in a nice open area, they can just toss them right on off, and you don't have to worry about them anymore. And at this point, we're getting really, really close to the end of Luffy and Kaido. I think that's undeniable to most of us. We're just building toward it. At this point, you've got CP0, you've got what's left of the fire, It doesn't seem like Kanjuro's whatever fire spirit thing, whatever that was, has much, if any, juice left in it. And even if it did, like I said, as long as we can get rid of the explosives, it's not that hard to put out fire, one would think, although this might be a special kind of fire. But still, we're running out of people to fight and problems to solve before we get to the end of the Luffy and Kaido fight. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. Go ahead and comment in the comments section, give us some feedback, and tell me if there's any videos in particular, any particular topics for videos that you'd like to see in the future. And this channel is still new, so there's probably going to be changes on a regular basis until we kind of get that groove going and figure out exactly how we want to do things going forward. So until next time, I'll see you later. So not many people realize this, but the nerd fruit, which is of course my devil fruit, has a very similar awakening to Law's devil fruit. I also can make my sword extend. I can make it extend right off of the screen. You can't see this, but it's going down the street now. My blade is really long. It's really long. I think I just took out some neighbor cars. They'll get over it. Maybe.